Hello everyone, KB2 Enjoyer here and welcome back to a new Sprocket video. Hopefully you don't hear my PC getting loud cause it's very hot today. But even though it would be the perfect time to go somewhere else and maybe stay inside of a fridge or I don't know, I decided to make a video. Anyways, today is a special one because we have finally reached the last tank of the interwar period, which is the YT-10. And this tank is kinda weird. I don't really like the design, I can just tell you this. Not the overall tank, but just the front. But this is a special tank, because at the beginning I wanted to make an amphibious tank. And so I was trying to play around with it, with the shapes and size of the chassis, but I didn't quite like it, and I did not really know what to do exactly. But while I was making it, so this tank had to be an amphibious tank. While I was making it, I realized that I really wanted to make one day a rear turret, a tank with a rear turret, so with a turret in the back. And when I remembered this, I decided to change completely use the design I had, because it didn't really look like an amphibious tank. But I recycled that design to make the final version of the YT-10. The YT-10 is, as I said, is a tank with a rear turret, which means that the turret is in the back, so the crew is more protected. The engine is in front of the turret, so in this case it would be the engine would be in the middle of the tank and not in the back like I usually do. But well, as I said before, I don't like the design of the tank. The turret is fine, I think it's fine, but the chassis looks like a mess. Mostly the front, it doesn't look natural, and it kind of makes sense because this is an interwar tank, so the designs were not amazing, they were not good looking. It was not about the fact that the tank was good looking, but the practicality and the efficiency of the tank was what was valued. So I decided to do the same thing. I didn't care about the overall design of the tank, I just preferred to have an efficient tank. Which I think, as I will mention later in this video, I think it's very efficient. I think it's probably a very deadly tank. Speaking mostly about the cannon and the front armor. This is a light tank. It's not a medium tank. It looks like a medium tank. I don't know. It feels heavy, but it's really not. And which is the thing I should do for an amphibious tank, make it big and look heavy, but it's actually quite the opposite. But as I said, I wanted to have an efficient tank which could perfectly destroy most targets, and with an armor that was great enough to fend off any attack, kinda. Not as a heavy tank, of course, because this is a light tank, but the position and the inclination of the front armor make it that this tank is quite well difficult to penetrate for an interwar tank. Speaking of, well, it depends the caliber of the gun of the enemy, but I tried to fight against the previous designs I made, and I realized that this tank has a very fast reload speed, which is fine for me because I think it's very well balanced. The tank is not fast, it doesn't have a lot of acceleration, but the cannon and the armor make it that this tank is good in its own way. It's probably different from, not very different from other tanks, but it's probably the most balanced, I would say, because it doesn't have the perfect armor. It's not difficult to destroy. You just need to hit the tank, the YT-10, in the right spot or in the right angle. But the cannon is good enough to basically destroy anything. I think it has about 57 millimeters of penetration, I don't remember, but around that, which makes it good because in this period of time already 30 millimeters of penetration is average, so this is probably more than what it should need, but I think it makes it good, even because the mantlet, as you can see, it's quite long, so I had to make a custom kind of mantlet on the sides, and I had to make the cannon longer because because of the recoil, the barrel, the front of the barrel would fit inside of the turret every single time you shoot it, and it's not nice to look at because it seems unnatural. So that's why I made a longer cannon than what I think it should be. It's not that long, like the externally speaking it looks fine, but if you look at the insides of the tank, it looks just a bit too long, which is fine. I think it's a small sacrifice for let's say, actually not a sacrifice. It's needed to have a better penetration. I decorated it. I told you today is a very hot day, and when I was decorating, I was suffering from the heat. But also, just because I said before, I don't like the design of this tank. It looks ugly, so I didn't really have a lot of inspiration to decorate the tank. So I made it basically simple, but the overall result is quite astonishing. Speaking of stats, because the tank is not great looking, but and now you can see the armor. Frontally, it's good. It's rather good, unless you're fighting with an anti-tank with a huge caliber or a very long gun. You shouldn't have problems. Yeah, of course you can get penetrated because you're not immortal, because there are some weak spots in the front. But if you're fighting from the distance as a sniper, or you're fighting from distance, it's very hard to destroy this tank. And also, just to make it even more balanced, I decided to put constraints on the turret movement. So you cannot do a 360 with the turret, but you can move it quite. I think it's about 80 degrees, about that. So it's balanced, and the final result is very nice. But anyways, this is everything for today. It's a very short video, I know, which I think is good, because I think that most of you want to see a very short video, but that is enjoyable in some way. And also because of the heat, I don't want to suffer more, and I have to edit this video. So this is everything for today. I'll see you on the next video, and next episode. Actually, the next video is probably not Sprocket related, but it's World of Tanks Blitz. But this is everything. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.